Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm taking you to a tour inside my colorful sketchbook. Few of you have noticed this sketchbook and have mentioned that you have the same one. This is a sketchbook from Talens. Let's start from the first page. I'm going to be using this pen to point out details. On this first page, I was in Greece, in Kavala, and it was the view from my Airbnb window. I just added a cat and a vase to make everything more personal. And on the second page, a coral cat with a pattern that I found somewhere in a vintage clothes shop. On the next page, I also painted the same scene but with only one color, and I tried to crop everything. And here we have some flowers on a table with a background of Portuguese tile. Not much going on here, just a lot of colors and flowers and textures. So on these pages, you will see that they are the same illustration, the same sketch as the first one you see on this page here. I wanted to try different colors and see what I would end up being happy with, and I think I ended up not being happy with any. I was happy with this cat and happy with this mountain, but I think I stopped here. So on this page, I have a woman playing with a lot of cats. It's a little more abstract. Sometimes I would write down the colors that I have in mind just to remember, because I don't always paint right away. On these pages, we have a woman in her, how could this green be called? Pine green, some kind of pine green with pink dots, laying on the grass with huge flowers and also a cat sleeping beside her. I really like this one and I'm planning to turn this into a final illustration very soon. Again, one illustration in two versions, this one only in blue. I just wanted to paint the composition quickly, and then I tried to put some colors on this one and add some more textures. Poppy is one of my favorite flowers and I wanted to paint something abstract. This one is a bit more fashion oriented. I was inspired by one of the pictures I have of Seoul when I was in Seoul, and I wanted to paint that and contrast the khaki color with some cool green. I redid the same thing again. It's pretty much the same pose with the same building background, but this time I made her look closer and I changed her look. I gave her a more fluffy coat and I put a cat on her sweater. This one is a fictional plant that I don't know, I just had this idea and I just wanted to paint something fictional with some very bright colors. This is just a sketch of Plovdiv. I was staying in Plovdiv during summer last year, so there's a view with purple buildings and I really loved it. Both of these are the same view, but I tried to paint into two different compositions, one with flowers and one with cat. This cat is a very famous cat in Plovdiv. It just lives in the park because there's a park here. It lives in the park. There's a grandpa that would come to the park every day and feed the cats, and every time the cat see the grandpa, they would come to and follow him around because he had bags full of food. It's a tabby cat. Two illustrations in two different color palettes. I really love drawing cat stretching because it feels really cozy. For me, painting, drawing is like recreating the daily things that make me happy and kind of make them even more enjoyable into a painting so that I can remember how good they feel in real life. It's like a reminder to be happy with the simple little things that make me happy daily. For this one, I repainted the same plants into two different illustrations. This one with cat hiding behind the bush, and this one is about the woman looking over the bush. This is one of the tips that will make you be able to generate ideas non-stop, basically. Green cat with flowers, some pattern. At the beginning of this sketchbook, I really love to play with patterns on the cats. One illustration, two composition, two color palette. This one is more on the green side and this one is more on the blue, purple, yellow side. I don't know, what do you think? I really like this one in terms of colors and I like the textures of this one. I think it was a coffee in Kavala as well. So I went there last summer, Kavala in Greece, and there was a room. I went there to have a coffee and they had a very super beautiful house. So I turned this into my own interpretation of the room. It looked really cozy. And here some dancing daisies, and I reused the dancing daisies in these illustrations as well. This is a woman relaxing on her couch with a cat napping around her. Another cat with striped pattern and some dancing daisies. This one is a bouquet of lily. I think it's lily. I saw this bouquet on Pinterest and I wanted to recreate it. I don't really love how it turned out too much. Everything is too gray. I like the vase though. I recreated the vase by myself, but the flower composition come from a picture on Pinterest that I saw. And this one is just, a cat massaging another cat with the background. That is really fun. I really love this type of pattern. Wow, I really draw a lot of cats. Another cat with some floral pattern, a cat vase with flowers coming out of it. I like it, but I also don't like it because I drew the mustache of the cat a little bit. I don't know, it feels almost too scary for me, even though the colors are really sweet and cute. This page is just random stuff. I was trying some colors. This one is about a woman with her cat again. So she had her face on the floor like this. Basically with me posing. Some flowers, some flowers, flowers, some flowers, some more flowers, and some more flowers. If you have watched my video Paint With Me that lasts 2 hours and something, this is what I was painting. I already drew this illustration before, back in 2019 with a pencil, and I posted it on my personal Instagram. But at that time, I really did not use any colors. I was scared. I did not paint. I was just drawing with pencils only. And so I really loved this composition. At that time, I was in Rome, and I really loved windows in Rome with a lot of flowers. And sometimes people would come out from their balconies and look into the street. I took a picture of some of the windows and turned it into this illustration. So I paint the same illustration with more colors. This is the same thing. Let's go back. Okay, so this is the same illustration as this one, but the cat is looking on the other side and the colors are a bit different. I really love this one. There's a tabby cat walking on the shoulder. The woman is holding a lily bouquet. On this one, the woman is holding a cat and another cat is watching the cat that is being held. I saw this vase in a museum in Venice and I really loved it, so I tried to repaint it into my own vase with a cat coming out from it, thinking it's a flower. This one is also, where is this? It's the same illustration, but I wanted to create something that felt more elegant, so I reused the composition here and painted and turned it into something a little more bright. You'll notice that I draw a lot of cats on the shoulders because it's one of my favorite things to do when I play with them. I think some of you may relate. I really love to put them on my shoulders and just hug them. The downside is that the hair will go to your nose, your mouth. It's not very comfortable. Okay, this one there's no cat, but there's some flowers. I think I was inspired by a famous chair. I forgot the name. I'm really bad with names of anything, flowers, birds, furniture. I just remember the shapes. Does any of you have the same problem? So again, woman on the floor with a cat lying around her with some plants. This one, the cat is sitting on the shoulder while the woman is walking somewhere. I really love the dresses. They are really beautiful. You saw the poppy fields at the beginning of the sketchbook. this one. I turned it into a different pattern with black and pink and put it on her dress with a purple beret. I have this beret because it's one of my favorite things to wear in winter. I bought it from Japan and the color is just perfect. I use a lot of this color in my illustrations as well. So a cat that is playing around a woman. I think this is like my fantasy, my extravagant fantasy to just have cat playing around me all the time. So I just try to recreate that in my illustration as much as possible. The cat is hiding behind bouquet and is sleeping with flowers with different textures here. And on this illustration, the woman is sitting in her gigantic striped dress. I wish I had this dress. I'm not sure how I would wear it, where I would wear it, but I really want to have this kind of dress. She's sitting in front of big gigantic flowers. So a different interpretation of giant flowers. This time she is inside the daisy's garden. This bouquet here, I really love it. Striped flowers with an electric blue vase and some Portuguese tiles on the background as well. This is a bit abstract. I think on this day I didn't know what I wanted to paint, so I just bought a new color and I wanted to try it, so I just tried it and I did whatever I wanted with it and it turned out this way. It's not too bad, but it's not really my style. This cat here is really cute actually, now that I'm looking at it. Tulip pattern and the colors are very nice. I might have to come back to it. A color that I can wear because my skin undertone is yellow, so I kind of have my revenge, my sketchbook, by using a lot of cool pink. I really love how the pastel neon green is contrasting with this neon pink. This one is woman napping on the grass. It looks super cozy. This has been turned into a final illustration. I think the cat turned out to be just black, and the dress, I added some orange and yellow touches to the dress to make everything look a little brighter because this one is a little bit too cool. So there's a lot of different colors on the tile, textures on the wall, flowers, a cat, and a woman reading on the couch. The colors are a little bit too cold. It could be turned into something really bright. This one is another version of this previous illustration. So yeah, I decided I really like this one, but I thought it lacked a bit of depth. So I added some more details and some more colors, and I really love how everything pops and everything comes together in this composition. Dream dress with some small stripe pattern, a touch of mandarin orange. I drew the first sketch of this in Prague last year in winter because I was in a coffee and they had this huge window that was super beautiful. I was looking outside and it was snowing, but I felt too cold, so I wanted to draw something with plants and it felt so cozy. Of course, I had to add some cats. And this one, Bridgerton, I think, you can see the bun, and I wanted to make something that felt elegant but also a bit quirky and fun, so I added a lot of textures, a lot of floral patterns, a garden, a cat vase. I mean, I'm not sure if it was a cat vase or just a cat. I think it was just a cat because I didn't add any flowers. I love this dress. I really love dresses with a lot of detail, and so there's an emerald green cat stretching on the shoulder. This bouquet here is, I wanted to create a bouquet that was fun and a bit quirky but felt also a little bit elegant. It's cool. I could turn this into a final illustration. This one has the same composition as the previous one that you've seen. This one, okay. And I mentioned before, the colors here are a little too cold, so I wanted to recreate this with more fun colors and textures, and this I really like. Okay, this is a woman laying on some grass again, but this time the grass is a little more abstract. There are actually giant flowers, and I love the colors that I use here. I'm quite obsessed with pairing neon, like pastel tones, with some neon, really bright colors. I saw this skirt, so it was a skirt somewhere, and I wanted to recreate the skirt because it just looked so dreamy, and so I added some kind of blouse and a cat. Another bouquet, I think this is some kind of rose. It looked like rose and delphinium. I have no idea if they are delphinium. They are just random names that I remember, but I really love the colors overall, and I love this texture here. It's very cute. Another bouquet, this one has a wooden texture. I contrast some turquoise, pastel turquoise with some coral and some pink. This is a cat, and he's basically just sleeping on the book, preventing the woman to read her book, to enjoy reading her book. This one has already turned into a final illustration. I love how bright the colors are here. From now on, there are some illustrations that I have not painted yet. I just drew them. I was not too inspired by colors, so I'm just waiting until I have inspiration for them. If you have watched my video in Prague, I sketched the first draft of this illustration as well, and so I drew it again here to think about the colors that I want to put in it. I was inspired by a picture that my brother sent me, and so I reused the same woman on this illustration. On this one, she's walking outside. I really tend to paint the details with colors instead of pencils because I'm lazy. These are just two women relaxing in their apartment with a lot of flowers and very colorful maximalist dresses. This one, a cat is stretching on the shoulders again, and the woman just elegantly sits here. I really wanted to use the bright pink, and I don't know, I wanted to use some different green tones to contrast with the pink. So I think I sketched this one in like 10-15 minutes, and I really loved how it turned out. I did finalize this into the illustrations, and I'm going to show you a little bit later how it turned out, but the colors are actually different. And this is a similar composition with this time electric blue dress. That feels really cool as well. Okay, this one has pink cat. Yeah, a lot of cats, a lot of flowers. Same here. A lot of floral dresses, a lot of patterns, a lot of cat, garden. Yeah, I just really wanted to show you what it looked like even before painting. And this one has colors because I was already inspired. It looks a little bit too dark on the foreground. I can improve that later. Flowers and some pattern again. Okay, a cat with green background. I really love this green, but I don't really use it a lot, weirdly. So I turned these daisies into like floating daisies because it looked like fireworks with an orange cat watching the fireworks with the mistress. I'm going to show you this one. I do paint in different sketchbooks and on different types of paper, so sometimes the sketches will be already painted on another surface before. This one is this one. I painted the colors first, and so I wanted to repaint some details on this sketchbook, but basically this is what it looked like. Giant fox gloves here, and I wanted to play with fox and cats together, so I added a cat to kind of create a visual play of the cat looking like a fox with the fox glove. I wanted to use this color, but I don't know with which color, so I just painted the background first. I will see later when I feel inspired or when I stumble upon some cool palette that I see when I walk around. These are my latest vases. I've been obsessed with really playful vases lately, and so I just want to create my own. I was not too inspired by the colors. I just had one color in mind, but I was not really sure about what colors I would pair them with, so I just painted them, and I will see later what I want to add inside the illustration. I had an idea, so I painted it with red, indigo blue, and this painting here, they are foxglove. I really love the flowers. They are really gorgeous. This is what's inside my sketchbook. How was it? To show you some example of how my sketches turned into the final illustrations, I have some illustrations with me here. So let's start with this bouquet here. This is how it turned into the final illustration. I added the background here for some funk, some quirkiness. What do you think? And then for this one, it's not inside the sketchbook, but it still counts as the sketch. This is how it turned out to be. One last example, this sketch here turned out to be like this. I reuse the same flowers here because why not? And this is it for today's video. If you would like to support this small channel of mine, please press the like button and maybe subscribe if you want to see more videos. You don't have to, of course. There are more and more fun videos, hopefully, coming out in the next month, including art stores from Venice. And I'm going to be in Japan very soon, so there will be videos about art and art stores in Japan as well. Until then, please enjoy your day and see you in my next video. Bye bye.